All right, team. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia. I'm the founder and CEO of GAR Capital. Thanks to those who are watching on YouTube or Instagram. Let's go ahead and get our week started. It is Monday, September 23rd, 2024. Very glad to be with you. New week. Let's get it. Dow futures are up 58 points. NASDAQ up about 64, 65 this morning. Dropped last night right around, I think, midnight. And then at 3 a.m., we had an extra drop on the NASDAQ but bounced very nicely right around 19,960 or so. We're at 20,094 currently. 5776 on the S&P 500. That's up about a quarter point. The Russell up 0.51%, 2264. Crude oil is up 0.30% at 71.20. Gasoline futures at $2.02. That's down 0.43%. Gold is up as well, 2651, up 0.21%. Silver futures are down nearly 1% this morning. The dollar is up as well, up 0.5% at 100.91. 10-year treasury yields are up as well, 3.766. And the volatility index is up nearly 1% at 1630 this morning. Taking a look at Forex land, Aussie dollar up 33 pips, Euro dollar down 37 pips, and the US dollar yen is down 13 pips. Bitcoin futures are up 0.65%, with Ethereum up nearly 4% this morning. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the market this morning. As we can see, we still have a nice breakout, still near all-time highs. All good things on the future side. Really, in terms of support, I talked about that on yesterday's video on YouTube. If you're interested, please check that out because we recap a ton of stuff from last week and previewing this week. Remember, we still have a rollover gap from 56.41. Eventually, that will fill. Like, it took about 4 or 5 weeks to get that last rollover gap to be filled from June. But right now, the clear all-time high, as we saw here on S&P 500 futures, this current contract is right around 57.9750. The question remains, do we get that 20 points to get us over the top, or do we just chop around? That's just really the question. We don't have much in terms of economic data today, but we do have some things happening this week. For example, let me see if I can get this going. We had some PMIs at 945. We got to consumer confidence tomorrow, but the 945 manufacturing PMI might be a market mover, but just depends on the actual reading. For those who are not on the server, make sure to join the server because we have all of the news and headlines that you need to get your day started, and that is free for all. Okay, let's go and answer some questions right quickly. Good morning, Apple calls. Yeah, we close those Apple calls on Friday, so well done. And you can see we talked about this one last night as well. I got an alert at 224.56 because we have a gap to fill at 222.82, or I think is it a gap? Yeah, we have a small gap to fill, right? Is it a gap to fill? No, just the target, the 50-day, excuse me. So we have this trend line breakout. So we're going to see if we get additional weakness here. We can do one or two things. We can either short to this 50-day or wait for the 50-day. I'm going to wait for the 50-day, see if we get a little more downside to right around 222. That's where I want to buy the dip on Apple for continuation. Good morning. Let's see Micron earnings. Well, let's just talk about the stock. Right now, it is a pre-market. There was some Intel news about billions of dollars being invested from Apollo Management. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. Still need a little more room. We're trying to get to around 98 or so, but that's going to take a little more time. But the good news is that we're going to break our alert this morning. So let's keep an eye on the volume and see what Micron gives us. Next target higher would be right around 98.45. Thoughts on Meta? What's next after all-time highs? And your question is your thoughts are as good as mine. But again, just based on technicals, we got around a peak of around 620. If we were to just keep this same structure, even though we've broken down a little bit here and there, late July, we have been pretty stuck within this upward channel, nice and slow higher, very similar to Microsoft and these other mega cap tech names. Good morning, Carlos. How about Palantir? Palantir was one I told everyone to get out, even though they were for October expiry. Again, we can always get back in. Let's see if we break above 37.42. As of right now, nothing has really changed other than the fact that we got a little bit of weakness this morning. If we're looking for any kind of a short position on Palantir or a pullback, we got to get below 34. If that does happen, let's just say we do get some weakness on the name. we got a gap to fill at 31. So 34.09 for a breakdown for the short side. 37.42 is a breakout for the long side. And if we do break that, we got to really expand here because we got right around 39.33, 39.40 as our next target. So probably the 39 calls or 40 calls would probably be get the best volume if we break out on Palantir. So that's what I'm waiting for. All right, let's see if there's any questions on Instagram this morning, because a lot of this stuff, team, I went over last night. So we also have our watch list as well. So those who are interested in joining, make sure to take a look at that. It is here for our Signal members. Go to watch lists and charts, and it's all broken down there. 5 stocks every week sent out to you guys. So make sure to check that out, our members. Hasmania says, love the morning notes on IG. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. Let's take a look at Marvel. Go to the daily to give us a little bit, and you can see how this is chop. There's not much going on here. Just sideways action. If anything, you're probably selling options. You're not really buying any because there's not much to do here. Let's see. Anything else? Can you look at gold, please? Sure. All right, gold. Breakout. How lovely, right? Got that channel breakout. The question remains, how much can we go? Let's expand. And it's just all-time highs. So it's high as the imagination takes you. Yes, gold will go higher, as we know, with the dollar continuing to fall as we get rate cuts. KBH. So this is from Instagram. KBH is KB Home. This is a home builder. Again, pretty solid in terms of upside potential. You could see very, very clean channel here. I mean, as long as you're pretty much staying within that, the breakout is right above 90. And remember, lower rates helps home building. So the home builders are definitely going to be something to watch, but you're going to have to break above 90 for the confirmation of the breakout. SPX, do we think we push further? Yeah, of course. Listen, eventually we are going to push higher. But the question remains, since we're kind of day traders, short-term traders, is that, yeah, we know down the line, over 12 months, the stock market is going to go up when we have rate cuts. But it's the short-term stuff that we make our money on. And as of right now, we got to break those highs of right around 57.33 or so. We're near it, but we're not above it. So let's see. DraftKings. Okay, I got an alert at DraftKings above $40.03. If DraftKings does break above that, I'm taking a look at the 42 to possibly the 45 call. So I still have my alert there. Let's see anything else here. You're welcome. You're welcome. I think we also have CLH. This is Celsius. This is the energy drink, I believe. Again, double top, pullback, right at support here. Let's take a look at the weekly. Yeah, you are below the 200 MA on here. So actually, Celsius right around 26 to 27 would actually be a pretty good dip buy if you're someone that's looking for a little speculation for a high beta name that's going to run when you have lower rates. So good stuff all around if we get there. Let's see, anything else? Any other questions? Anybody? Okay, so there's the IG questions I answered. Let's keep going. On the watch list, what seems more likely this morning? Oh, that's a great question. All right, let's take a look at the watch list. I got QQQ break above 486.38. That's probably the one that's going to be more likely. 46.38 on Qs. 46.38. We got our target right around here, 493 or so. So that's what I'm looking for. We need a break of this possible double top on Qs. 46.38. That's what I'm looking for. Can we look at SE? Is there a cup and handle setup? Excuse me, cup and handle setup on SE. Yeah, you got this nice cup. You got the pullback and a little higher. We filled this gap. You got to get above 88.84 for a breakout. So let's place an alert there together, team. 84. There you go. Let's expand to the weekly. Give us a little more context. Yes, indeed. 88.84. If we break above that, it's very similar to Roblox, actually. Just been stuck in a channel, stuck in a range. If we break above that, let's keep an eye on the volume. My assumption is the 100 calls are probably going to be the highest in volume. Let's see. NVIDIA swing. Yeah, NVIDIA got an alert above 120.90. If we can break above there, then you see this downward trend line here. that we've rejected once, two, three times. Get me to 120.90. If we don't break above there, guess what we're going to do there? We're going to short. So above 120.90, we target 125. 125 hits our target, and it kind of just chops around for a little bit. We can play the pullback as well. So NVIDIA gives us an opportunity to play it twice. Very good stuff on NVIDIA. Let's see if we get there. Price to add Google stock for a long. I choose GOOG, not Google, GOOGL. It's the same thing, but it is green this morning. 165.53 is the alert for a breakout, but I'm going to put it a little higher, right above the 50-day. So 166.62 gets us back within this channel. And again, we can get a little higher up in terms of, momentum to 182. I don't know why I just totally forgot the word momentum. So again, we're not going to do 166 to 182. No, not needed. But we can do 166 to 170 calls or 172 strikes. So that just targets the 100-day. But in terms of additional upside, where would you add here? Get above 172, then you can probably, if not there, right above 180, and then you already have a breakout. So 172, if you want to take a little more risk, 180 and 182 would confirm. You're welcome. What do you see with Roblox? Oops, RBLX. Roblox is very similar to SE, just sideways action. Got to get me above 48. Unless you're above 48, there ain't much going on. You can see on the 4-hour chart how much we've rejected. You got to get me above 48, guys. PAWN. I don't have PAWN. Maybe that's a different, maybe you meant Palo Alto. Let's take a look at Microsoft together. Microsoft, I have an alert above 446.24. If we can break that, then we can take a look at some calls, possibly to 455, 460 or so. That's another stock that I'm watching. Let's see. Microsoft. Okay, we just went over it, Elgons. So there you go. Above 446.24. I'm looking for a call option, possibly 455, maybe 460 if we have time. See if we got any more. Any downside levels on Qs? Yes, there is possible downside. 475 would be the downside alert. You got to break down below there. All right, so 475.90 to 476 on QQQ for downside action. We went over Meta already, but I'll go over it one more time. Meta looking very, very nice again in this beautiful structured channel. In terms of how high we can go, right around 621. That gets us right around that peak there. All right, Palo Alto, please. We're going to also bring up BABA. Palo Alto Networks is PANW. There is no gap there. Let's see the daily. Anything here that looks nothing too appetizing, at least in my end. And Palo Alto doesn't always have the best volume. So we're just drawing a couple lines. And you got the breakout here. We're right in the middle of this channel. So I guess around 375, 380 would be the breakout. But again, you're kind of at the midpoint. You got some support here at 304. You got the resistance at 378. You're right at 340. That's basically midpoint. So not a lot of edge on Palo Alto Networks for now. If you're trading it, you're just going to probably be stuck. There's probably better stuff out there to trade. Again, this is all trading. Alibaba, you got to get me above 90. If you get me above 90, we can do the 94 calls. They have a gap to fill there on the daily from August of 2023. But similar to Roblox, similar to SE, kind of that triple top action. Like we're getting close, flirting with a breakout, but we haven't got there yet. Almost. All right, team. So it's got to stay patient. Let's see if we get this push down or push up higher. Just be careful when it comes to the market, especially in the morning. We got some PMIs. Don't forget, might get a little bit of volatility down a little bit. Its trend is still higher. We got an accommodative Fed. Now we're just watching to see all of the information come in. Remember, September is usually bad. September's green, guys. We're green this month in terms of stocks. This is the first time, at least for now, I don't want to ruin it, that September is going to be green in the last 5 years. The past 5 years, September has been red. Things change. How amazing. And sorry if you've already covered this, but with rate cuts, what are your thoughts on the Russell? Good question. Russell, I've been watching that overnight for futures, and you can see upward wedge, kind of hitting the top end of it. It seems like we're just kind of in a holding pattern right now. 2300 is going to be the big key. 2300. If we can break above there, oh man, then small cap summer is going to go into October. That's a fact. 2460 is what we're looking for on RTY. We got a little more room to go on Russell, but we got to get above 2300 on the Russell futures. All right. All right. I think we'll go and leave it there, guys. Thank you guys so much for all your questions. Instagram and, of course, on YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Podcast coming today. We got a lot to talk about, hopefully. And we'll catch you guys there. Make sure to like and subscribe. And make sure to check out our promos on our website, www.guard.capital. We'd love to see you on the server. Have a great one, team. Cheers all.